Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Need for Speed Unbound with another car customization upgrade and racing video. This time we're going to be looking at the BMW M1, one of the brand new cars for this installation of Need for Speed. It costs quite a lot at $216,500, which given how long it takes to save up money in Need for Speed is quite a lot. Although, as you may notice by my balance in the top corner, I may have cheated the game slightly, because I was getting, well, as I said in the previous few videos on here, I don't really enjoy racing on Need for Speed. I just like building and customizing cars, so I thought, well, let's cut that bit out, basically. Yeah. So, as with a lot of the cars I've looked at and customized and upgraded here on Need for Speed, from standard it's not particularly fast. I mean, it is a car from the 70s, so it's not going to be fast, but yeah, it is brand new to Need for Speed, and it does have some cool customization options, but this is flat out. For those who don't know, actually, this car does have quite an interesting story. I think this was actually built by Lamborghini for BMW, but then at the time Lamborghini went bust, and apparently, stop inviting me to events. Yeah, apparently they had to literally break into the Lamborghini factory to get their cars, or half-built cars, back to finish producing them. Bit of a weird story, but hey, 70s supercar, right? Anyway, before I crash into millions of traffic vehicles, back to the garage. Garage. Stop inviting me, gravy train. I've just discovered the most incredible thing about... Never mind. I've just discovered the most incredible thing about this... Stop! Anyway, I've just discovered the most incredible thing about this car. Listen. What is that? Right, as I essentially have unlimited money, because even if I spend 999 million, I can just, we'll do that again. I think we should do the style bits first, and then I'll just very quickly do the performance at the end, because I'm not trying to balance the money. And as always, I'm going to look at the overall body kits before we start applying some individual parts, because there is the incredible Legendary Customs kit, which I haven't unlocked. Again, I might potentially unlock some stuff at some point. But yeah, I have to go back to get rid of the invite. Why can't I decline it when I'm in there? Anyway, style, body kits. So, we have the carbon with fins of doom on the bonnet for any pedestrians you might encounter, and, well, overall quite a cool kit. We've got the BMW Pro Car kit, which is incredible. Basically these Pro Cars, I believe, used to be a support series for Formula 1, and a lot of Formula 1 drivers at the time would race them. We have Speed Hunters, which... what is that front? And people say the new kidney grills look horrible. And then we have that, which literally is a Formula 1 car, if the other one was something Formula 1 drivers used to race. So yeah, I don't like that, but I am kind of torn between, do I make it a Pro Car, or do I do that? Or do I do something in between? Because that Pro Car wing is incredible. I think I'm going to do something that's kind of a Pro Car Plus, if you like. So a bit like this, and a bit like that. If we can get rid of pop-ups, I get rid of pop-ups. I hate pop-up lights. They are the most overrated thing in the world, apart from the Supra. Anyway, front bumpers. I think that one. Yeah, I kind of like the front of this, apart from the actual bumper. So I'm going to go with that, just not with the stupid bumper that looks like teeth. Mirrors. Oh, wow. Those are kind of neat, I think. That took me far too long to decide. Wait, can I still change the colour? Oh, wow. So we can give it yellow lights. Incredibly retro. Right. So we can either do that, which, like, makes the whole front of the car look stupid. Oh, that... okay. I think we have to do that to get those blades of doom on the bonnet, because they're just... So, normal... go away event. Normal. Pro Car. Speed Hunters, which just looks like it's bulging, which isn't very good. And that, yeah, I think it's got to be that. Roof. Oh, I see, it's adding the... So from standard, I don't actually know where the filler cap is. But it's putting, like, the filler caps in the window. Yes! Okay, we need to make these match. Which I think would be those, although I don't actually like those. I think you've got to go with the bolt-on to match. I actually prefer that standard. Spoiler, okay, so we've got, well, that, which is the Pro Car one, which I think is really cool. We might have to go with that. That's the, like, ducktail. It's like a Lamborghini-esque wing. I quite like that quite subtle one as well, actually. These are just stupid, but yeah, I think it's got to be the Pro Car wing. Tail lights, presumably we can just smoke. I don't want them entirely black, so I like to see a bit of legalness, I suppose. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm just going to go with the BMW one. Again, I love how, like, the back box disappears and you get an exposed exhaust when you change it on here. Those I like. Oh, look, they sort of cross over as well. That's incredible. I love those ones with, like, metal extender things. Which I'm sure is their technical name. Number plate I'll come back to. Wheels, I don't know, because I kind of like the retroness of them. No canards, although that might be to do with what I've done to... Oh, hang on. Side skirts I almost missed. Yeah, that just fits the kit better. So I think basically what I've done is that, whatever it was it carbon, that kit? Yeah, carbon kit with Pro Car wing. And bumper. Right. I mean, that bumper doesn't look like it really fits properly, but anyway. I think that's the visuals. Obviously, I do need to decide if I want to change these. Actually, it's one of the few cars that fits some of the kind of different style wheels. Like, I quite like those, although they're quite similar to what we've got. And I think this might be one of the few cars that are like a proper turbofan wheel would work on. Might depend what colour we go for, because something like this, I think, or one of these maybe on the back wheel. If we go for something crazy as the paint scheme. Yeah, I think I'll do paint first, and we'll get back to that. Oh. Yeah, that probably needs lowering. I actually really like it in red. That's a bit too retro, I think. Gold's too much. Maybe a green, I feel like I've done too much recently. Or I could go for a purple again, which I haven't actually done for a while. Yeah, I think maybe a purple like that, although maybe we need to go on near colour shift. Sure, I think if we go with something like that and then put like a turbofan wheel on. Are they usually on the front or the back? Okay, quick search on the internet later. They're on the front on Group C cars and the McLaren Speedtail. So, let's put one of them on the front. Then they usually have a really deep dish wheel on the back if they have this sort of thing on the front. So I'm thinking it needs to be something that goes with that colour scheme. I mean, could just go mad with something like that. Oh, every design is available in concave or flat. I should probably decide. I think the concave ones look better. I'm gonna go with these ones. Right, then I need to find a really deep dish wheel for the back. That's very much the right sort of thing. One of these. Trying to make it a sort of gold colour, but without being too... Right, that took far too long to do, but I think that's kind of cool. Big calipers on the back to go with the big wheels. Oh, we need some, like, slicks. I usually go for these ones. Oh, that is such a retro plate. We have to put that on. I mean, at this point, I would go and put the horn on, but it's so incredible, I'm not going to do it. I mean, the standard one. No, that's just mad. Let's do that. Air suspension can go on everything, basically, now I've got credits. Right, now the question is, what class do we make it? I think it's too mad to be an A. I think we're going to have to try and make this more than that. I can't see what I'm doing because of the thing that keeps popping up. So if I go pro on everything and then see where it sits, maybe. As it's partially a pro car. Makes sense, right? Okay, pro on all the power bits brings us to the top of A+. Yeah, that I always want on Elite, so I can tune right towards handling. And then auxiliaries I want... Well, these don't affect it, so we want drafting and near misses. Yeah, then you can just tune the last bit out of it. Okay. Sits at the top of S. I think that's not too bad. We reckon. I mean, like with the previous two, it is a bit over the top, but given the extremities of customization available in Need for Speed, I feel like we kind of have to make use of them, just because you can't do anything like this in, well, any other game, really. Apart from maybe The Crew 2, which does have some pretty interesting options, to say the least, but yeah, there's nowhere else you can do this. You can't do this in reality, you can't do it in any other game. Might as well make the most of the madness when you're in Need for Speed. Although we have ruined a lovely 70s classic, but, I mean, look at it. I mean, now time to find out if it goes as fast as it looks. So, due to the unique way this game works, it took forever to find a lobby that were actually racing in S-Class. So, yeah. And I did want to try it in some races. I know I said I don't necessarily enjoy racing on this game. That's not quite what I meant. I meant I don't enjoy having to repeat the same races over and over again to be able to save up for a car for 3 hours, say it would probably have taken me to save up for this BMW, at least, of repetitive racing. So I do like it, but I don't want it to be a job to save up for a car, if you see what I mean. I want it to be fun to enjoy in my new vehicle. Games seem to be one extreme or the other, like Forza, as an example of the other extreme, gives you far too much far too quickly and makes itself boring because of it, but this is the other way, so yeah. Anyway, so far so good in this race. This car, by the way, because I have driven it around for, well, at least 45 minutes probably while I waited for S-Class racing to actually start, grips incredibly. I mean, I have tuned it towards grip as I do with every car, but okay, that's an example of it not doing that. You still get Need for Speed snaps of oversteer, but anyway. Well, the rest of that race went as expected. Everyone's left as well. Essentially old versus new Lamborghinis now. And it's the stupid one with the RNG train. So yeah, there's only one other person I'm against, so hopefully the next two races will go the same as that first one. But yeah, now that I have infinite monies in this game, do let me know if you'd like to see me upgrade and customize any more cars, and if so, which ones. Obviously some of them are still locked, but I might try to figure out how to unlock those without unlocking those, if you see what I mean. But yeah, there are some other cars I'd like to take a look at that I have unlocked and some that I haven't, so yeah, do let me know if there's any cars you have your eye on in this game. And that's another one done. Alright then, race 3 of 3. Lamborghini versus old BMW, which is partially Lamborghini. Oh. Don't know what happened there. I was holding the right revs and then suddenly it was bouncing there. Anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I'd say... I mean... Just crashed. I mean... It's winning all the races, so I suppose I should conclude it's a good car, but Need for Speed, most cars are much of a muchness, apart from the very OP ones. And obviously it's down to the driver as well slightly, but apart from like the really OP stuff, like the Golf and, well, before it was nerfed, the Regera in S Plus and the Golf in whatever it is, S or A or and the RSR, which is traditionally good. Most cars seem reasonably similar. I mean, yes, I've had bad cars and good cars on here. The Corvette wasn't great in whatever class I tested it out in first last time. Whatever class is near the top of, I tested it and it wasn't great, then I upgraded it to the one above and it was better. But anyway, my point being, most cars are reasonably similar, so I don't know whether to conclude whether this car is good or not. So far it seems to have, well, it's going to have won everything basically, unless I make a big mistake. So, I'd say it's not bad. So yes, it is as fast as it looks, which is good. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, I'm not necessarily going to be doing lots of racing on this game, certainly not as a grind to earn more cars, so it doesn't really matter. In the end, I'm just making a car because I want to make a car, not for it to be useful, particularly in races. But if it's quick as well, that's a bonus, I guess. But yeah, fun car this. I'm not sure I'll ever unlock the stupid wild kit for it, but I think when you unlock that you get gifted a copy of it with that kit on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Might end up with that as well at some point. But for now, this is going to have won all 3 races in the speed list. And that is going to do it for today's video on the BMW M1 here on Need for Speed Unbound. Do let me know if there's any cars you'd potentially like me to take a look at next. But otherwise, I should be back same time next week to upgrade, customize, and race something else here on Need for Speed. But for now, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.